It's time for GMA3, the dangerous flash flood threat taking aim right now. Millions in the path after torrential rains battered the eastern half of the country. We're tracking the latest. New questions in the death of Nolan Wells after inconclusive preliminary results from the autopsy ordered by his parents, and new information about how the 18-year-old's body was found. Plus, it's a 13 going on 30 reunion. Jennifer Garner and Judy Greer set to appear in the reimagining of the beloved movie. What we know about the real-life Friends cameo. It's time for GMA3.
Oh, doesn't it just make you want to dance?
Yes.
Guess what, guys? It's almost Friday. Happy
right.
Thursday to all of you. I'm Rachel Scott.
Also a reason to dance. I'm Rebecca Jarvis here with Whit Johnson, and we're so glad you can join us today.
Absolutely. Coming up here, don't let your summer budget melt away. Mrs. Dow Jones is here with 5 simple fixes to help you cool down your spending.
Yeah, that's what we call a good tease ahead. All right, plus celebrity dog trainer Jamie Goodrich has written a book, and now she's here to talk about the tips and the tricks that you need to know to train your pet.
Yep, looking forward to that. But we do begin with the flood threat in the mid-Atlantic states with storms stalling over the region. Leslie Lopez is in Raleigh, North Carolina with the latest. Hey, Leslie.
Hey, I know we're here in North Carolina. We're watching the rain come down very steadily. It's been very heavy at times. Behind me, a creek is swelling, and we're expecting to see North Carolina continue to be threatened with flooding. In fact, nearly the entire state is under a flood watch.
Millions in the path of a days-long flood threat as stalling storms dump dangerous downpours in the east.
All the businesses are underwater.
Dramatic new images showing the aftermath of the devastating flash flooding that spawned parts of West Virginia. Entire neighborhoods submerged. National Guard vehicles out in force. More than 80 water rescues reported in a 20-hour period. Some residents even paddling in to help however they can.
Myself and a few others are just kind of going around making sure everyone's okay. Some people are stranded in parking lots.
Home security camera footage capturing this man grabbing his son and heading to safety seconds before his shed and ATV are washed away. Flash floods also prompting rescues in Tennessee. This woman carried to safety from her car. The storms also spawning at least 23 tornadoes across 6 states from New Jersey to Kentucky. This couple surviving an EF2 twister that destroyed their home, holding hands as they rode out the storm in these recliners.
And we just kept saying, hang on, and don't let me go, don't let me go. And we're just glad to be alive.
Further south, the Gulf feeling the brunt of Bertha, the tropical storm making landfall in St. Bernard Parish, Louisiana. The storm surge kicking up waves in New Orleans and flooding along the coast as far as Biloxi, Mississippi.
Now, we are expecting to see several days of rain. So while it's steady and then at times heavy, this will go on all the way through Saturday, especially here in North Carolina. We'll have a nice substantial break Friday afternoon into the evening, but another heavy round of rain returns as we're getting into Saturday morning and due to exit Saturday afternoon.
Yeah. We're thinking about all of those, right, that had that damage. Okay, Leslie, thank you. We're going to turn now to questions in the death of Nolan Wells after results from an autopsy ordered by the teen's family. Chief investigative correspondent Aaron Katersky has been tracking this story all week. Hi, Aaron.
Hey, Rachel. This has to be agonizing for the parents of Nolan Wells. They laid him to rest this week without knowing how he died, and now the autopsy the family commissioned has come up empty.
There are still no final answers for the parents of Nolan Wells after the autopsy report they commissioned found the cause and manner of the 18-year-old's death to be undetermined.
There's so many people out in the public asking all of these questions, but the only question that we have is what happened to our son.
Wells vanished during a July 4th boat trip to a remote barrier island off the Mississippi Gulf Coast, and his body was recovered 2 days later. The state's autopsy is still pending. The family autopsy found there were no fractures or deep tissue injuries, but described an area of red discoloration on the back of his head.
That's a signal to me that the pathologist is not certain that it's due to trauma. Discoloration can happen from lots of different things, and especially in a decomposed body, discoloration could just be a consequence of decomposition.
The pathologist said he could not observe the airway and lungs for water because the Mississippi medical examiner had already removed parts of the young man's body, pointing out that is common practice. Sources tell ABC News Wells was found wearing only swim trunks face down in the water, consistent with a drowning. Wells' friend Warren Hudson appearing on the Officer Tatum Show podcast, echoing earlier accounts that Wells chose to stay behind after the boat he took to Horn Island began to take on water.
Obviously, we were in emergency. The boat, we're trying to save the boat. It's not like we didn't ask Nolan or we just left Nolan. Nolan decided to stay on the island with the girl that he was with.
As Mississippi authorities continue their investigation, they're urging patience.
Patience is getting hard to come by, though, nearly 3 weeks into this investigation. The sheriff has said that he welcomed the family autopsy for an extra set of eyes, but the way they do it in Mississippi, until everything is done, including the toxicology tests, they're not going to release anything publicly, so it could be weeks more yet.
Wow. And as you said, just agonizing for that family as they wait for those answers. Aaron, thank you. We go now to a new cluster in that severe stomach bug outbreak. Elizabeth Schulze joins us now with the latest on that. Hello, Elizabeth.
Hey, Rebecca. The FDA is investigating a new potential outbreak of that severe stomach illness, cyclosporiasis. It's not yet identifying the location or source, but says that this cluster includes at least 72 cases of the parasite. We are already seeing cases hit a record across the country in 41 states. More than 11,000 people have now gotten sick. Typically in a given year, there are around 3,000 cases, and we're only halfway through the season for this. Now, the FDA has linked 1,600 cases to Taylor Farms iceberg lettuce from Mexico that was served at Taco Bell locations in 5 states. That's been recalled. We spoke with Chase Strangino in New York. He said that he was one of more than 40 people who got cyclosporiasis after eating a boxed lunch with lettuce at a corporate event. He said he was sick for weeks, guys, and when untreated, symptoms can linger for days or even weeks of this. We know that it can take weeks for symptoms to show up, so that does complicate this investigation. Thankfully, antibiotics can help clear this up, though.
Well, and of course, there are the health side effects and impact of this, but people are thinking twice before they go eat at a fast food restaurant like a Taco Bell or a salad shop.
Yeah,
Elizabeth.
I know I am. I mean, as you would expect, some data shows that foot traffic is really down dramatically in the past week at fast food restaurants like Taco Bell or at other salad chains. Taco Bell's now trying to entice some customers back with $1 lettuce-free deals. So, for example, it's offering enchiritos that typically cost about $4 for just $1 now, guys.
And no lettuce, thank goodness.
Exactly, no lettuce.
All right, Elizabeth, thank you. Coming up here, we are getting a first look at season 5 of The Morning Show. That's coming up next in Pop News. It's Pop News time, and Sophie Flay has it all for us. Hey, Soph.
Hey, guys. Good afternoon. We begin with an update on the 13 Going on 30 reboot with OG stars Jennifer Garner and Judy Greer set to make a return. According to Variety, the real-life besties and co-stars were spotted on set filming with new stars Emily Bader and Logan Lerman. No word yet on how they fit into the plot, but as we rom-com lovers know, Jennifer Garner played Jenna Rink, a teen who magically transported into her 30-year-old life as a high-powered magazine editor. Garner is also on board as an executive producer, and Netflix announced even more have joined the cast, which already includes Jessica Alba. Wow. So excited for this.
Yeah.
And now the only question I have left is, where is Mark Ruffalo with the Razzles? Yeah. Right? Bring out the Razzles. Yeah. And in music news, Oasis continues to rise like a champagne supernova. The legendary British band has overtaken none other than the Beatles for the UK's best-selling studio album of all time. The album, What's the Story, Morning Glory, came out in 1995, and after tabulating sales and streaming numbers, it's now surpassed the Beatles' Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band and Adele's 21. Helping power this wonder wall of sales is the song that returned to the Billboard Hot 100 for the first time in over 30 years. Fans of the English national soccer team serenaded the players with Wonderwall during the World Cup, leading to more than 8 million U.S. streams in a single week alone. And now we are learning that the Oasis Don't Look Back in Anger documentary will have its world premiere at the 83rd Venice International Film Festival in September before it heads to theaters and then streaming exclusively on Hulu and Disney Plus in the U.S. later this year.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, a lot to look forward to there with that one. I know fans are excited. And finally, we are happy to share that The Morning Show is gearing up for their highly anticipated Season 5. They just released 2 new images from set of Reese Witherspoon and Jennifer Aniston back in action. The Emmy-winning series also revealing that the upcoming 5th season will be the final one of the series. In addition to returning cast members like Billy Crudup, Mark Duplass, Karen Pittman, John Hamm, and more. We've got new additions for season 5. Jeff Daniels, Renee Rapp, Justin Williams, Sean Hayes, and Lizzie Kaplan are all joining the cast. No word yet on the exact premiere date, but the morning show, season 5, will drop on Apple TV in 2027.
It's the most stressful show.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Big time.
PTSD.
Yeah, maybe.
I know people are always wondering, does it mirror what we see here?
Most
I feel
of
like.
it, no.
It's a dramatic reinterpretation of
very
reality.
dramatic, yes,
Exactly.
But fun to watch and
Yeah.
great cast. Thank you, Sophie, for that. All right, coming up, Deals and Steals. Tori Johnson has hot deals to help you keep cool with everything at least 50% off.
And we're back now with Deals and Steals. Tori Johnson has brought us some incredible products this week to beat the heat. And Tori, you have some good ways to stay cool today.
We do, including what you're holding, RJ. I'm going to give you one too. So wet with water.
Okay.
Wring it out really thoroughly. Wave it in the air, and that activates the cooling exactly.
Okay.
There you go. And then you do what Rebecca's
feels
doing,
so
like
nice.
put it where you just feel hot. And it immediately helps to cool you down. It lasts about 2 hours, but then you just wet and wring and wave again to be able to reactivate it. We also have hats in the same material.
Ooh.
Feel that. And what's interesting is you see that it's cool, but it's not wet.
This is great.
Right.
It's so smart. All of the hats that we have here do double duty. So you get the cooling, but then also all of the hats are a UPF 50 sun protective fabric. So you get the protection as well as the cooling. These are great for any time outdoors, or a lot of people buy these, the towels for a little hot flash. It's going to nip that, and you'll save 50% on the whole assortment.
Great technology.
Yeah, it's so smart. Okay, you know what else is smart? A towel that has no bulk. So these are pretty fabulous. 100% cotton, Turkish cotton that is sand resistant, quick drying, super easy to be able to pop into backpack, tote bag, wherever you don't have a lot of space. And then they also do like kind of double duty or multitasking. So use it as a beach towel, a picnic blanket, a pool towel. Wrap it around as a shawl, as a sarong.
Look at those fire.
Yeah.
The fire pit.
There you go.
Right.
Great to be able to put on the couch or a lounge chair, and so that people could just grab it if someone's feeling a little chilly. But it doubles as like decor. You look perfect.
I love it.
Like you look fabulous.
I like the colors.
The colors are fabulous. We've got 2 different sizes. They're original as well as they're oversized. All of these up to 70% off. $11.50 to $17.
70% off.
Really,
That's
really
great.
good deal on these. Really good deal. Okay, grab this right here. So you would fill that up with alcohol or juice of your choice, so cocktail or mocktail.
Okay.
Some water right to the fill line. Then you're going to shake it, put it in the freezer, and then when it's ready to serve, it's like you squeeze it out from the bag directly into the glass, and it makes like a slushy cocktail.
Wow.
Isn't that fun? And what's amazing is there's no mess.
Yes.
Because you don't have to mix and pour from multiple containers.
And easy transport.
So easy, and also really great for being backyard and boat friendly because there's no glass involved. So it's just a fun way to make cocktails. We've got all of their exceptional flavors, even a skinny margarita for 20.
It's very funny on the back. They say the Surgeon General recommends 4 servings of fruit per day, so why not get it with this?
There you go. There you go.
Very creative.
Very creative. They are very creative at Lieutenant Blenders, and you'll save 50% off. Something else that's really creative, feel this softness here of ice blankets. So these were named the best cooling blanket by Oprah Daly's Menopause Awards.
Okay.
But you don't need to be in menopause to enjoy this blanket. Just anyone who just is sleeping warm and wants to cool down. So you get the silky soft hug of a blanket, of a comforter. But what you don't get, and you get that nice loft of a comforter, but what you don't get is the heat trap of a traditional comforter, because you get to stay cool with this. We've got 2 different sizes plus a big variety of colors. It's soft, right?
Yeah,
it feels good. It feels good.
And I like the heft of it too.
Yes. 50% off plus, you guys.
Free shipping.
We like that. we got to get the pups in on the cooling action. We've got a great assortment of dog beds as well as blankets. All of them have that cool to the touch technology, plus really great cooling gel on the inside. The blankets are great to cover the couch, so there's no drooling, spilling, just the fun stuff that pups bring. All 50% off. These are really great for the dogs.
Get one of those for Whit, for all the foster dogs.
Exactly, for all of his pups. And then finally, Cozy Earth, big assortment for men and women. All of these pieces are designed to be easy breezy to wear, but you get to look polished, but they're lightweight, breathable, cooling materials, so that it's not, you're not overheating while you get to look fabulous. Brand new, these pant styles for women. We've got them in cropped along. The fabric is so soft. This little Terry cutesy outfit, the top and the shorts. Again, looks super put together, but easy breezy. Everything for men and women from Cozy Earth. 50% off and
free shipping. You know it. Well, thank you, Tori. These are great products. And of course, we partner with these companies so you can get them on GMAdeals.com or check out that QR code right there on your screen. It's going to take you right there. Coming up, summer fun doesn't have to drain your wallet. Mrs. Dow Jones has some fun and simple ways to save big. Hey, welcome back to GMA3, and let's get to James Longman with the latest headlines that you need to know.
Thanks, guys. Here's what you need to know. The Wisconsin Department of Justice is investigating a police shooting that left a man dead. Several Madison, Wisconsin officers can be seen struggling with the man, who police say was checking parked vehicle doors. During the struggle, police say the man pulled out a knife, injuring an officer. Police say that injured officer opened fire, fatally wounding the man. Police have not identified him, but black community leaders are demanding accountability. There is a multi-state manhunt underway for an accused killer, 38-year-old Isabel Johnson, who investigators believe murdered a Florida father found buried in a shallow grave. Police call her a master manipulator, saying she's used aliases and disguises and likely cut and dyed her hair. 5 people are under arrest accused of helping her stay on the run. Authorities are counting on the public's help to track her down. And the Chiefs are giving fans a new look at their future home. A 6-month design competition came down to 2 finalists, with the team choosing both Manica and HNTB for the $3 billion project. About $1.8 billion of that price tag is taxpayer money. It's being built in Kansas, about 25 miles from Chiefs' longtime home Arrowhead Stadium, and is expected to be ready in 5 years. And that's what you need to know. Back to you guys.
Well, thanks, James. And of course, you can catch what you need to know. We're dropping 2 episodes every day on Disney+. I'm going to tape mine right after this. Rebecca?
Thank you, Rachel. And we are halfway through summer. And if your bank account's feeling a little light, well, you are not imagining it. It is as summer comes with a whole set of costs nobody warns you about. So here with 5 easy fixes to slow your spending and save big, Mrs. Dow Jones herself, author of Future Rich Person, Haley Sachs. Welcome, Haley.
So much. So excited to be here.
We love following along with all your tips on social media, and I think this is really helpful for people because you talk a lot about summer taxes and how we don't realize that we're getting hit with this.
Yeah, the money can just fall out of your pocket in the summer. It is so crazy. It's so expensive.
And it starts at the airport before you even take off.
I know. And most people think when they plan a trip, oh, the cost of the ticket, that's how much it is. But then you go to the airport and you're spending $17 on a bottle of water and another $40 on snacks, and not to mention the parking. So what I always tell people is you've got to bring an empty bottle of water because you can fill it up there. Bring your own snacks. You're going to like them more than what they've got at the airport anyways. And then before you think that you're, killing it by, parking at the airport, you think you're saving money, compare it to a ride share, because oftentimes that is actually going to save you money.
It could be less expensive.
Exactly.
And then another thing over the summer, there are weddings, concerts. Sometimes they feel like non-negotiable. You have to go, right? But maybe concert only comes along once every so often. So what are some ways that you can save with that?
Yeah, in the summer we like to do things, right?
Yeah.
We like to have a lot of events, our calendars are full, and it can get really expensive. So with weddings specifically, especially if you're in that peak wedding age, like 25 to 35, you've got a lot going on, set up an automated deposit to a high yield savings account, and that will be your wedding fund.
Smart.
So that way when you get an invitation, you don't have to finance it to go because you don't want to say no to the wedding, but you actually just have the money available. And then when it comes to concerts, you have to remember that the cost of the ticket is very different than the cost of the event. Because with the event, we have the merchandise, we have the food, we have the drinks, we have all those hidden fees. Whenever you buy a ticket, you know, they hit you with so many different things. And so with that, think about if you can afford the cost of the event versus just the cost of the ticket.
And I want to ask you about vacations, because this one is a tricky one for me. I go in with one budget and I come out and I'm afraid to log into the bank account. It's so bad.
I know. Vacations, it's like death by 1,000 charges every time that we go away. So what I always say is, and you're going to hate me for this, but budget 20% more than the cost of the hotel and the ticket. I know. It sounds like a lot, but when you add in, you know, maybe you're going away internationally, you've got roaming charges, you've got tips, you've got food, all of these things. And the best case scenario is that you come out under budget, but I just want to make sure that you have that padding, because otherwise there's exactly what you're saying happens.
And as a parent, I just am prepared to say no a lot on a trip. No, you can't have that. You don't get that coffee. You don't get that. We're now in this phase where you could stay home and pay a tax because of the AC tax.
Yes. The heat has been insane. Such a good point. And, you know, when you stay home too, then you don't want to turn on your oven because it's so hot. And so you end up ordering in, and that's expensive. You're spending on delivery fees. So I have a few tips for this. First of all, I would say you've got to make sure that you have those no-cook, easy meals that prevent you from ordering delivery. Like, I am the queen of a rotisserie chicken from the grocery store. Like, you know, put that in a quesadilla, put it in the microwave, good.
Multiple uses.
Yeah, multiple uses, put it in a salad, whatever. You know, it makes your life so easy. So have a few things like that, some go-tos. And then, you know, people don't talk about this enough, but blackout curtains. Blackout curtains will insulate your house and actually keep the AC in so that you're not spending so much on those electric charges.
And by the way, there's some very inexpensive, like $20, less than $20 blackout curtains right now.
Point.
All right. Haley, thank you for all of this helpful information.
Yeah, appreciate the tips.
And Future Rich Person is available now. And coming up, actor Johnathon Schaech is here to tell us all about the new season of his show, Blue Ridge.
And we are back now with Johnathon Schaech. We've known him for years, since his breakout role in That Thing You Do, and he has a new season of his show Blue Ridge that just debuted. Let's take a look at a clip.
You know how much time I've spent tracking this dude? You find him, I get nothing.
Fair enough. If you find him, you can bring him in. Well, we're going to be looking for him, too. And you can ask Ellie. We're good at finding people who don't want to be found. Really good. Ladies?
Tip of the hat.
Exactly. Johnathon, welcome. It's great to see you again. Yes, congratulations on season 2.
Thank you.
For folks who aren't caught up, tell us about Blue Ridge.
So Blue Ridge is about a small town in the Blue Ridge Mountains, and I'm a sheriff, and I go out there to win my wife back, and I become the sheriff of the town. And in this town, there's basically like the Hatfields and McCoys. They're constantly battling out. Something happens every week, and I have to save the day.
You have to save the day. And I read that you realize your physicality in this season. What does that mean?
Well, the first thing in season 2 is you see like this montage of like what Stallone or Schwarzenegger used to do. Like I'm working out, hitting the heavy bag, have my shirt up. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Shirtless scenes.
Yeah, so I had to get incredible shape for that. But yeah, so the physicality in the beginning of this season 2, you know, he's the guy that takes care of it every episode. In the end, he has to rely on a lot of other things. He has to rely on Blue Ridge to save the day.
You're so well known for that movie, That Thing That You Do. 30 years anniversary, right?
Yeah.
You just congratulations on that. I mean, how much of the songs do you remember? What brings you back?
Well, people love That Thing You Do.
Yeah.
You know.
It's iconic.
Yeah. So they always come up to me and they always go, I quit. I quit. Because I quit the band, and that's memorable to them.
Yeah. Obviously working with Tom Hanks and the band there, The Wonders. What would a reunion look like, and could that possibly happen someday?
That's a great idea. Let's make that happen.
Let's do it right here.
I think people want The Wonders to get back together.
You heard it here first.
What was it like to work with Tom Hanks so early in your career?
Well, he was the director of the movie, so he taught everything. He taught how to prepare, you know, how to show up on time, know your lines.
Yeah.
He taught you how to be an actor.
What was the biggest,
and be
how
kind.
to be kind? Oh, I like that. What was the biggest acting lesson he taught you and how to prepare?
Well, he does a lot of preparation. So it was 1964. So we studied 1964. I looked at every commercial, Super Bowls, like how people talked back then, music of the era. Like we did all our homework prior to getting on set, and we learned how to play guitar and sing.
You did?
Yeah.
How was that? Were you musical beforehand?
No, I didn't know. I couldn't play the guitar, but they taught me within 8 weeks of prior. I could.
You
really
looked
play
like you knew what you were doing.
I know. I was going to say, do you still got it?
I can play. Yeah, I moved to Nashville, Tennessee. So Music City, baby.
And Blue Ridge, coming back to Blue Ridge here, because obviously the show's done so well. It's going into a second season. You mentioned your character, a sheriff. At the end of the first season, you had to actually save your family, right? So where does this new season pick up? And I understand there's some incredible cameos from other actors who are joining the show.
You saw Sarah Drew was on there. AJ Buckley's in that episode. Doug Jones comes on. Keith Carradine for the finale. It's kind of the show when I was young, we used to watch and a guest star would always show up and, add to the mix.
The cameo.
So that was a big part of the show.
You've been doing this now for so many years. When you look back to that young actor, what would you say to him about all of this and your success and how to achieve?
Well, I'll just take that line from That Thing You Do and reverse it. You just don't want to quit.
You just keep going.
Don't quit.
Well, Jonathan, thank you so much. It's so great to see you again. Once again, congratulations.
Congratulations.
On season 2. You can catch Jonathan on the new season of Blue Ridge this Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern on INSP. Coming up, celebrity dog trainer Jamie Goodrich is here to talk about her new book and unleash her top tricks for training your pups.
Oh, it's a beautiful day out there. Well, back now with celebrity dog trainer and author of the brand new book, Unleashed. Jamie Goodrich is here to talk tips and tricks to get the best out of your furry four-legged friend. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's so good to have you here. So I want you to tell me why you wanted to write this book and where did it come about? Were you hearing certain conversations from dog owners having trouble with their pets?
Well, yes, I mean that obviously, but mostly I wanted to write this book because there was so much bad information out on the internet about how you should train your dog. And so basically, I wanted to give people an idea of not only how to train their dog, but the correct methods to use and how to reduce fear and anxiety, which causes a lot of behavior problems.
Yeah, what is the biggest misconception you hear?
I think the idea that your dog wants to dominate you and that you have to be in charge all the time, in terms of dog training, it's a lot like parenting in that you don't necessarily have to come at your dog with force. You can use rewards and manipulating rewards.
Gentle dog parenting.
Yes, gentle parenting. But I think it's definitely true that we are seeing our dogs more as children these days, and our parenting needs to shift as well.
I think we talked about this before. We foster a lot of dogs at my house, and part of the challenge is once you bring in a new dog, the question becomes kind of where do you begin? What is like the first most important thing that you're going to teach your new dog?
So with new dogs or with old dogs, the most important thing is to get them to basically respond to their name. So if they're not listening to you, they can't do anything else. So the first thing you would do is just teach your dog to respond to the name, not repeat the name over and over again, but make it meaningful so that, when you first say Noodles, Noodles turns around, gets a cookie. And that's all they have to do is just turn and look at you. And that way you get a conditioned response where anytime they hear their name, boop, they just pop around and
And treats are the key to kind of make that connection.
Hot dogs fix everything.
Right?
I want to ask you about some of the do's and don'ts. So I grew up with Dobermans.
Yes.
And a big discussion in my house growing up, muzzle, no muzzle.
So it's interesting. There's a misconception about muzzles that this dog is now dangerous. What I find is that if a dog is muzzled because it's a little nippy or because it's anxious and nervous and has had some bites with other dogs particularly, is that it allows everybody to relax, and that you can really work with your dog because you're not afraid of your dog hurting somebody else or hurting another dog. So it allows you to work your behavior modification like at a distance, a little closer. And so when you see a dog dog that's muzzled, it usually means it's a very responsible owner.
Oh.
Yeah.
And how long would you keep a muzzle? How long would you keep a muzzle on your dog? Like, is there a moment where you can graduate from there?
Of course. Once your dog is reliable and you're not seeing the same response that you would, then you can take it off. But it's mostly just for safety. It's just like a backup. It's like a seatbelt.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it also helps the other people, as you mentioned, and the dog can read that energy from the people. So if everybody else around the dog is calm, the dog can calm down as well, right?
That's also a huge problem, especially with dogs that are reactive. A lot of times they're reactive out of fear, out of anxiety. And if you're really worried that your dog is going to react badly, you tend to tense up as well.
Yeah. So. When it's a family situation and there's children involved, what's the best way to introduce a new animal into the family from the standpoint of the animal and its health?
Yeah, the first thing I would do is have a meeting without the animal and set some expectations of this is how we're going to do this is how we're going to move forward. And then with kids, they do respond really well when they get a result from the dog. So using a lot of cookies, teaching them really simple behaviors, a sit, a wait, and that they can be involved in the care of the dog too. Like making them wait before they have dinner is a great one to teach kids, and they get really into it.
Yeah, and then they have responsibility as well during all of it. These are such great tips. Also, love the dog on the cover of the book, right?
It's just great,
so
right?
cute. I love it.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being here. And Unleashed is available right now, and we'll be right back.
From Monday Night Football to being
on Good Morning America.
Tuesday morning on GMA.
We got Joe Buck here with us at the desk.
Joe Buck, guest co-host.
Tip of the cap. Unbelievable.
And there will be surprises. Tuesday morning on Good Morning America.
Can't wait for that. Well, thanks so much for watching.
And for more news, you can check out What You Need to Know anytime on Disney Plus with this one. Have a great day.
Bye, everybody. See you tomorrow.
There's our chicken.